withdraw immediately from the House. Under Rule 80, I'm permitted to name the members.
Across the world, functional democracy thrives on balance. The constant tension between governing and being governed, between leading and being held accountable, the balance between individual rights and collective security, and generally ensuring that institutions are responsive to the needs of all citizens.
Your Excellency.
In Uganda, the tension is not healthy. It is neither evolving nor bears the aspiration of a better future, occasioned by several factors from President Museveni's 40-year overbearing incumbency to the shrinking civic space to a fragmented and infiltrated opposition. The 1995 Constitution enshrined the principle that all power belongs to the people of Uganda, who shall exercise their sovereignty in accordance with the Supreme Law. This means genuine public participation in all issues of national importance, from elections, seeking accountability, name it. Far from the truth, the country is held together by a barrel of the gun, while elections have been reduced to a ritual. Politics is the most lucrative business in the country, where the winner takes it all. The legislature, often called the last version of democracy because it serves as the most direct link between the people and their government, has been reduced in both stature and standing. In one video clip making rounds on social media, the Internal Affairs Minister, Kaindo Tafire, bemoans Uganda with a GDP of $55 billion, having a parliament nearly as big as Britain, with a GDP of $3.9 trillion.
Our parliament is the size of the parliament of Britain. Britain's economy is 200 times the size of Uganda's economy. They have about 600 MPs. We have 540 what? 500, about 54. We can't afford. You know, Uganda wako namna gani? How can Uganda have a parliament the size of the British Parliament? And you don't have enough policemen. I was at a wedding and I was telling them that I don't come to Parliament because I used to talk for 15 minutes. Now I have to compete for 3. Because there are so many, they are only allocated 3 minutes. What do you say in 3 minutes?
With 556 members of parliament, including 353 constituency representatives, 146 women representatives, 30 special interest group representatives, UPDF, youth, PWDs, workers, and older persons, and 27 ex-officials, Uganda's 11th parliament since independence is the 6th largest legislature in Africa, behind Morocco, Ethiopia, and Democratic Republic of Congo, and Algeria and Egypt. With the exception of Egypt, with a parliament of 596 members, the other countries in the bracket have a bicameral system, a lower house of representatives, and the upper house or senate. But if their senates are excluded, they are smaller than Uganda's. Ugandans, with a population of 45.9 million, are also one of the most highly represented society, with each member of parliament representing an average of 86,800 people, compared to 176,000 in Ethiopia, with a population of 129 million, 154,000 in the Democratic Republic of Congo, with a population of 103 million, 120,000 in South Africa, with a population of 63 million, 168,000 in Egypt of 116 million, and in Nigeria of 233 million, where each member of parliament represents an average of 492,000. According to the parliament's website, the roles of members of parliament are collapsed into 4: legislation for peace, order, development and good governance, representation, oversight and budget approval. An MP earns an average of 25 million shillings per month, including a basic salary of 6 million shillings and amenities in allowances depending on the distance between their constituency and the parliamentary buildings in Kampala, besides other perks including an iPad to help them conduct research and follow proceedings during debate. The MP's pay package also largely goes untaxed, and for tax purposes, they usually present only the 6 million shillings, which is the basic salary after tax, while between 15 and 25 million is not taxed. As such, one would expect MPs to be on top of their game in representing their electorate. Alas,
when Kadaga was a speaker, there was time one MP entered. Even the speaker didn't know him. He said, "Who are you?" The man had never appeared here. So even us, we didn't know. Even today, there are MPs who appear, and then you're asking a colleague, who is that one? Say, he's an MP from somewhere. We are many, very competitive environment. People are not interested. People don't read. People are useless. MPs are useless.
The chambers we sit in was constructed in early 1960s, just before independence. and it was built for 82 legislators. Now, we are 557. Just think about that.
Matter of MPs attendance is a concern, one, to the public, who are the employers of the members of parliament, but also it's a concern by the administration of parliament, which is headed by the speaker. And the speaker has always reminded members about taking the public assignment very seriously. So that one we cannot sugarcoat it.
There are mixed reactions on the performance of the successive parliaments under the NRM, but there is consensus that the 11th parliament could be the worst in post-independent Uganda, from entanglement in abuse of office, cronyism, excessive flattery with the executive, sub-bar debates and poor attendance, to haphazard handling of legislation. There are plenty.
Huh? Yeah, we do. We have the numbers. We do. We shall test this thing. Because we already had, this side about 80 people who stood up, who have voted nay. So, and this was about 130.
Then better make sure that those
I have received information colleagues from the executive that the issue of ROCO is an issue which we had to solve today, or we allow the company to die. Now, indecision of this House won't be used because the bankers, raised this issue, that we have to make a decision. So I want you, the House, to vote on this matter. Either you allow it or you don't allow it, so that a decision is made. Now, I want to put a question that the House approved the proposal by the government of Uganda to acquire 150,000 preference shares, was approximately 207.13 in ROCO. Those in favor say aye, those against say no. The ayes have it. Thank you. I adjourn the House to Tuesday next week. Thank you.
No, it has not passed. There are more than members starting here. No. No, we'll go to court.
Parliament's Director for Corporate Affairs, Chris Obori, argued that Parliament is an extension of the government in power.
The executive, the legislature, and the judiciary are arms of government. They are arms of government because there is a government in place. There can't be arms of government without a government. And what government do we have in place? We have the NRM government.
He said the House shouldn't be judged of how belligerent it is with other arms of government.
Independence should not be seen as antagonism. No. Cooperation yields better. Even then, our polity dictates that the Speaker is elected by the ruling party, by the party with a majority of members of Parliament. That is how it is. So, would you belong to a party and undermine its aggregated interests?
The Chira Municipality Member of Parliament, Ibrahim Semujunganda, offers a harsh appraisal of the House as the worst since independence.
The starting point is that people are not motivated to come to Parliament to make a contribution either to good governance, to legislation, to appropriation, to oversight, but they come here to pick a salary. But also the general problem of competence. If you compare this Parliament 11th, I think in my view is the worst Parliament. If you compare it to the 7th Parliament, the 6th, and you go back to the Parliament after independence, the one of the Bianyimas, the quality of people coming here, even if you want to compare with the CA.
He said the House problems start at the top and are compounded by absence of sanctions for misconduct such as poor attendance or keeping silence.
The current speakers, I think the best they could have made is to be vice chairpersons of committees in the 6th Parliament, both of them. I don't think they are better than But then, I mean, if your duty is to choose MPs to raise their hands, do you need a good speaker? Do you need a wapakaburo? Do you need an Ayume or a Sekandi? Because the work, first of all, Museveni will do his work with his technical people and bring it to Parliament only for MPs to vote.
We consult on the bill, the sugar bill, which is affecting many communities. Consult. And come back when the bill comes for second.
The 11th Parliament commenced business in May 2021, chaired by Speaker Jacob Olanya and deputized by Anita Among, while the Ruhinda North County Member of Parliament, Thomas Tayebwa, ascended as the government chief whip. Olanya died on March 20, 2022, and was succeeded by Among, while Tayebwa climbed as deputy speaker. Its term ends in May 2026. An NTV analysis of the Hansard, the official record of Parliament on which plenary proceedings are recorded between May 2021 and May 2025, paints a stark picture, with the majority of the people's representatives speaking less on the floor or keeping mute, with more than 80 MPs having spoken less than 3 times or not at all. This assessment did not take into account the legislators' contributions in committee meetings, nor the presiding officers, the Speaker and her deputy.
Attendance is a big concern, but we need to place it on the individual members of Parliament. This is a job they signed publicly to do. So there's no reason whatsoever for members, for the public to send you to work and then you're absent from work.
The Ajuman West Member of Parliament of the NRM and second Deputy Prime Minister, General Moses Ali, led the pack of most inactive MPs, the majority belonging to the National Resistance Movement, according to the Hansards. The list also includes the National Unity Platform's Kawempe South Bashir Kazibwe, Biju Woman Member of Parliament Teddy Namboze, Busiro North Spons Buga, and Kakuto County's Geoffrey Lutaya. Other silent lot are Kapchorwa Municipality's Sam Cheptoris, Agago County's Richard Kriki Anywa, Orungo County's Jejo Odongo, older persons representing Northern Uganda, Catherine Akumu, Maracha Woman Member of Parliament Jennifer Waru, Buruli County's Ronald Akuzibwe, Aled, Liantonde Woman's Paul Kemirembe Chaka, Chisoro Municipality's Paul Kwizera, Lubirizi Woman Member of Parliament Grace Baritangaya Kasande, Chenjojo Woman Member of Parliament Faith Kunuhira Philo, Namayingo South Michael Dwori, Kwen Woman Member of Parliament Rose Emma Chekrut, Toa County's Solomon Chelangat Alinga, Kamwenge Woman Member of Parliament Silvia Beireira Tumwekwase, and Lira Woman Member of Parliament Linda Agnes Auma, among others. We reached out to some of the inactive MPs for their response to the matter, with many arguing that with a population of 556, it is natural that they all cannot be active in equal measure. Some angrily snapped back. Others claimed that the Speaker and Deputy Speaker are discriminatory in picking who speaks. A few defended that they attend or follow plenary online, but they are not captured, nor is there a platform for such a category to speak.
I am giving Honorable Semuju time. He will hit the point, ta, work done. You give another one, then you give Honorable Obore, or like they have said, Honorable Speaker, members listen to me. Oh, you see you people, when I want to talk, you are shouting. Oh, you know, you see, really, what does the Speaker have to do with that? So, we agree, there can be time constraints. If every member of Parliament ups their ante, then there is headache for the Speaker in choosing who to speak.
The leader of opposition, Joel Senyonyi, said he had received complaints of discrimination.
Yeah, sometimes the presiding officer will see you and jump to somebody else. It's their prerogative. You know, maybe sometimes they'll think this one here is going to, raise a tempest here. So let me ignore them, pick somebody else. And I've had some members have reached out to me and said, but the presiding officers are very unfair. They have their favorite people who, whenever they stand, regardless when, they'll be given a chance.
The assessment of the available Hansards of 2021, 2022, all months except October, November and December, 2023, all months except May, 2024 and the first 7 months of 2025 show that a total of 83 legislators spoke no fewer than 15 times.
The one thing people don't know about Parliament, even your level of competence will earn you time to speak. I covered the 7th Parliament and 6. People like Ben Watcher, Dr. Okole Park, Benedict Mutiaba, Patrick Chigun. There were even times when Wapakaburo would call Ben Wacha. The man is seated, he has not put up his hand, but he says, Honorable Ben Wacha, what do you think we need to do?
Times when we begin to shoot through some critical issues, then you see the speaker interjecting and saying, but that is not true, and so on. But as a speaker, you're not allowed to debate. Let me say what I have to say, as long as it does not break any law. Anyhow, we have got immunity here. But because the presiding officer does not want certain things to be on record, how will my leader in the party see me? Because the speaker has told you, when Mr. Museveni tells her to jump, she doesn't ask why. She says how high.
The Parliament Strategic Plan for the financial 2025-2030 details upgrading of the biometric attendance system to track representation in the plenary. Conversely, the plan indicates that the average attendance for plenary was 80 MPs for the financial years 2020-21 and 2021-22, 280 MPs for 2022-23 and 334 for 2023-24. The attendance for committees was 16, 16, 15 and 13 MPs respectively during the same periods.
This country in a few years will begin selling its oil. Parliament is supposed to play an oversight role. And you pick a tomato grower and make him a chairperson of the Committee on Natural Resources. You're doing a disservice to the country, but majority that NRM brings are like that. We have had occasions when loans are processed without without committee work, and then they tell you the committee never finished work. So really, the 11th Parliament is the worst, and I fear the next one might make history.
Honorable Semuji is the one you have cited as one of the best. It cannot be the worst when it's the best in it. It can't be the worst. Two, Honorable Semuji is also a politician. And he's a politician on the opposite side of government. He may be tempted not to throw flowers at an institution of government. That is expected. And even when you look backwards, those narratives, I call them very stale narratives. And they are cyclic. This is the worst parliament. I was in the 10th parliament. 10th parliament was the worst parliament.
Nganda and Erute County South Jonathan Odur led the pack of the most active and outspoken legislators. The list is dominated by opposition legislators, including the leader of the opposition in Parliament, Joel Senyonyi, and his immediate predecessor, Nyendo Mukungwe Division's Matthias Mpuga, who hold the privilege of being granted room to raise matters in each plenary sitting or being accorded space to react to matters being deliberated upon on the floor. Others on the list include Tororo woman Sarah Upendi, Busiro County East Meda Dilwega Segona, Butambala woman member of Parliament Aisha Kabanda, Butambala County's Mwanga Chivumbi, Manjia County's John Baptist Nambeshe, Bugwere County's Abdu Katuntu, Bujiri Municipality's Asman Basalirwa, Kalungu West County's Joseph Seungu, Budadiri County West Snandala Mafabi, and Kasanda County North's Patrick Nsambo Shabi. Others are Wakiso woman member of Parliament Ethel Naluima, Kachumbala County's Patrick Ishiagi, Bara South Division's Mwine Mpaka, Koboko Municipality's Charles Sayume, Pian County's Remigio Achia, Chimanya Kabonera Division's Abed Wanika, Mayuge Woman's Nakadama Rukia Isanga, and Maogala County's South Gorethi Namuga, among others. Our assessment of the Hansards indicates that of the total female representation of 189, the trio of Kabanda, Opendi, and Namuga stood out.
I think our problem is lack of integrity, lack of leadership and leaders who are concerned about the challenges and the quandaries that the people are grappling with. For me, I think that's our problem. Yeah, otherwise, many MPs are educated, exposed. You have only, out of 557 MPs, only 20 MPs. 16 have got senior 6. 4 have got certificates of equivalence. So only 20 out of 556. That means all the others have got way over and above. People have degrees, people have master's degrees, PhDs, and so on.
There are occasions when there are less than 20 MPs in the plenary. You mean even when you are 20, for you have no opportunity to speak. There are prime times in Parliament, especially when the speaker has just entered and the rules allow you, I think 54 if I'm not mistaken, to react to the communication, but also to raise issues of national importance. That's prime time. There's competition for it. But you can actually allow others to use that time, and then you raise under the rules to say, I want a debate stopped. There is a matter that is very important that has emerged in the country. You can still, so it depends how tactical, but you need to read the rules. So the MP's big first problem, level of competence. This parliament is full of potato growers.
The highest the speaker can go is to name and shame. But the long-term solution to that should not be placed on parliament, the institution, or the speaker as the leader. I think we need to contextualize it to the purpose for which people seek leadership.
Others with privileges to stand tall are ministers and ex-officials such as the Attorney General Chiriwa Chiwanuka and his deputy, Mr. Jackson Kafuzi, who represents Chaka's South County, who were ostensibly allocated time to present or react to issues in their respective dockets. Whereas the Prime Minister, Robin Anabanja, who is also the woman member of Parliament for Kakumiro, with the Prime Minister's question time, would hold a higher chance of outstanding her colleagues on the front bench.
Standing in for the Prime Minister.
Our assessment of the Hansards shows that she is dwarfed by State Minister for Finance in charge of general duties Henry Musasizi, who routinely steps in for his boss Mathia Kasaija to present Ministry of Finance issues, especially loans. With that, Musasizi outshone all his colleagues in cabinet.